Okay, Stuart, look, we've agreed a fee with Motherwell, so now it's just down to you and I agreeing a contract. Excellent. Yeah, no, we can do 1100 a week as wage. That sounds good. Yeah, those bonuses sound okay. Oh, no. Your squad role very much as a mentor. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect to play too many games, mate. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 11, Episode 10 here at H&W Welders on the Impossible Dream as we look to win a Europe or the Champions League, really, aren't we? We're trying to win the Champions League with the Northern Irish team. And today, well, we end a Champions League campaign, our final group game against Manchester City. But before that, it's the first leg of the All-Irish Cup Champions thing against Dundalk. So we'll knock them out of the Champions League in qualifying, you may remember. Let's see if we can now take an Irish trophy off them as well. But the big news since last episode, we have begun to spend the Kyle Fisher money, and we have signed Stuart Owens, who will be joining us on New Year's Day when the window opens. You can see 27.5 grand to Motherwell. He was transfer listed, so it's a deal that hopefully we'll be able to sell him on at a profit. On 1100 a week, he's signed as a fringe player. What he's actually signed as is a mentor, if I'm honest. He's sort of a left back come defensive midfielder. What I like about him is basically mentally, he's a good, fairly determined personality, which I think will be good for mentoring. He's 24, which was sort of a relatively decent age for mentoring, but he's just got, good teamwork, decent work rate. Mentally, I like him. He's good technique and tackling, so he should be okay as a left back or defensive midfielder. He's okay in terms of physical attributes, but realistically, what I've signed him for is a mentor. So we'll see how he does when he gets here. He hasn't played too much since leaving Ayr in the Championship, although he didn't play much, or was that he moved that season. So he hasn't played too much recently, and I suspect that may not change too much. But he's not the worst. He probably will actually play games for us, and it's good that he will be a left back, or someone that is actually signed for the club, not a loanee as well. So that's a little bonus as well. So let me know what you think of him as a signing. We haven't got him. He's come on the cheap, and we'll just kind of see what happens when he gets here. Now, there is one game to catch you up on since last episode. That was the League Cup semi-final against Larne. Now, we obviously had a big chance to reach a final here. Not necessarily one we care about making, but let's see if we could make it nonetheless. We took a first half lead through Scully on the break. And it was 2-0 when Alamin's block shot fell for Scully to get his second. Larne pulled one back before half-time, but we restored our lead when Armstrong smashed one in. And Alamin crossed for Turpey to seal the tie. So there we go. This was a really, really strong performance from us. It wasn't necessarily our first choice team, though. It is the team I suspect that we will more or less be putting out against Manchester City, with a few in trying Chambers out there on the left and a few other things. But yeah, it was a good performance. Actually, it is quite a strong team, isn't it? No, I look at it. But anyway, yeah, we did quite well here. You can see we dominated the game. We're into the final, and that final is... Who is that final against? Where are we here? If we scroll down, we will see that the final is against Glentoran. That's right. So our nemesis in many respects in cup games. We will face them in the final, but that's sort of one for later on in the year, isn't it? Right down towards the end of the season, actually. So let's go and have a look and see what that all means. Not too much has changed in the league. Obviously, Larne have played an extra game, which they won, but ourselves in Linfield, if we win that game in hand, we'll be right back there level with them. As I say, we end our Champions League campaign against Manchester City today, or our European campaign. It would be nice to take something from them, but yeah, unfortunately, we've been completely outclassed for the most part, haven't we? But first up, it is this All-Ireland Cup. It's the first leg against Dundalk, and let's have a look and see what we're doing in this game. We're expecting a sort of a narrow 4-4-2 diamond, would you call it? I'm not even sure what you would call that. It's a 4-3-3, a narrow 4-3-3 maybe. Anyway, you can see what the formation is there behind my head. And of course, Jidda, who we sold to them, is probably going to feature in goal for them. This is the team we're sending out. Actually, I wanted to make a change here because I don't want necessarily Simpson playing in Europe anymore. So we're going to go with, he's okay to play, isn't he? Yes, so it's Zanetti in goal. It's Davies, who is sort of the current player that is going to be replaced by Owens on loan from Burnley. McMenemy, Simpson, and Monaghan as the back four. McGreevy, and we're going to give Miss Kelly a game in midfield. Good opportunity for him in a game that we don't really care that much about, if we're honest. Jacobs, Chambers, and Fisher playing probably the last game we'll see him before he moves on to France, and McDade will go up top for this one. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Jidda is indeed in goal for them. That's right. Ngom, this guy is a decent prospect at the start, isn't he? And that is it. I mean, I think was it last FM? Maybe he won the kid. Anyway, let's put on a worthy display. Oh, I can maybe get on board with that. We'll point our fingers, say we have faith in them to make the difference, and hopefully get a good first leg lead. And here we go. At Dundalk. Now, if you do remember earlier, they're in excellent form too, aren't they? Or are they just sticking us up the winning middle finger there? Yeah, I mean, if you remember right back to the Champions League qualifying campaign, we had them in the playoff round, and we did beat them relatively comfortably in the end. So we played a very strong team as well in that one, whereas we are sort of holding back some of our better players for the Manchester City game. But yeah, we'll see how we go here. Now, a reminder, this is just the first leg. So there's still a second leg to play for. What I didn't check is if there's away goals. I don't know. There's a good ball for Chambers. Chambers is in. Chambers straight into Jitter's arms though. A decent save. It was well struck, but it was more or less straight at him, wasn't it? We'll give him some encouragement here. So I mean, it doesn't really, if there's away goals or not, it's not going to change our approach. It would be nice to get some goals if there are away goals, but it's not this isn't necessarily something I'm that fussed about winning. I didn't see if the board what they wanted to do. It's one of these sort of bonus games, I think, isn't it, that gets sort of thrown in as a bit of a money spinner for the two leagues. But really, that's a nice little flick header, and Zanetti makes a decent save. But realistically, where we're at now in the game, it's just a fixture we have to fulfill. There's not really money in it for us. I think the winner does get about 40 or 50 grand, which is nothing to sniff at. It would pay our wages for a week just about, but it's not going to make or break us as a club, is it? So it's just an opportunity to see some players. We will look to give Albar a game at left back if things are going well, or if Davies doesn't pick up his form. One thing they are quite good at is that their front three look quite lively, don't they? Little flick-ons and passes to each other, and that is just past the post. So we maybe just need to be a little bit careful with that. We might even demand a little bit more here. No, we've got a free kick to defend first. Short Chambers. Oh, I thought he might be able to get to that. McGreevy, can he get a block tackle in? He can't quite. It's headed away by Simpson. But it's still there. There's someone with a knock in the middle, but it's one of their players, so we don't have to worry about that. He's got to the byline. Zanetti is there. Their front three look quite dangerous, don't they? I've got to be honest. They're playing quite well here. Jitter with a goal kick. Can we win that? Jacobs is there. He does. Brings it down nicely to Monaghan. Miss Kelly. Over there we go. Jacobs with a flick on to McDade. Not quite there, was he? And the highlight continues. We win that with McMenemy. Oh, he's had his pass out to Davies blocked. Can he win it back now? He's out of position as a centre-back as well. And, well, if we are to go behind, you couldn't... Oh, that looked harsh. I'm not sure. Davies has got away with a second booking there, so that's maybe something. But we've been second best in this game, haven't we? Zanetti. Oh, he makes the save. Zanetti. That could be huge. We're going to give him a berating when we can, because we've not come out for this game at all. We've got to throw. Monaghan. Can he save the team a berating here? Chambers. Back to Miss Kelly. Ball forward. Oh, looking for Jacobs, but it's away. McGreevy gets there first. Davies, who's on very thin ice in terms of staying in this game, I've got to say, on a booking and not playing particularly well. We win that with McMenemy. Davies, can he win it? He does. Nicely done to McGreevy. Fisher's forward. Can Fisher sign off in a goal? He can. It's a 9th of the season for Kyle Fisher. And this is to be the last game we see him play in a Welders shirt. Well, he's signed off with a goal. There may be one more episode before the January window opens and he leaves. I've got to look at that yet, exactly what we're doing for the next episode or two. But we've got the second leg of this, which is kind of in a bit of a no man's land in terms of the schedule around just some nothing games in the league. So, yeah, that's... anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's just bathe in the glory in the fact that Fisher has given us a lead. Monaghan with a corner. Ball in. It's decent. It's Simpson, and Freddie Simpson gives us a second goal. His second goal of the season as well. And a half of football that, to be honest, we've been second best in. We find ourselves 2-0 up. If you're Dundalk, you'd be a little bit filthy about that, wouldn't you? It's a cracking header from Simpson. I think it was Gary Turpey. I think it was in the Discord. We were having a chat about Fred Simpson. He's just not quite looked the player now he's signed for us that he did on loan. He looked quite good, I thought, anyway, when he was here on loan last season. But particularly in Europe, he looks just massively out of his depth. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame, if we're honest. But I think he's still going to be a useful player for us, particularly, domestically. Anybody that's even close to playing at a decent level in Europe is obviously going to be okay for us domestically. But yeah, he is on a little bit of a chunk of wage, I think, because I was signing him as sort of a first choice defender. But it's nothing that I don't think we could afford. I have to check his wage actually, but it will be fine. It will be fine, and we could probably sell him off to a championship team in England if we wanted to as well. Chambers does well there. McGreevy out for Davies. Can Davies whip a cross in? He goes back to McGreevy. Chambers. Oh, that's a nice little ball for Davies. Chambers is looking quite good in there, isn't he? And Jacobs just over the bar. Chambers is a strange player. When he looks good, he looks really, really good. But there are obviously times where he looks like he doesn't know what a football is, which is a problem. Monahan with a throw. Down for Jacobs. Monahan gets the cross in. Back post, and it's over the top. Was that McDade that was in there, or was it Fisher? I didn't see whose header it actually was in the end. All right, let's take Davies off. Let's get Albar on. He's one of our youngsters, of course. And in a game that doesn't particularly mean too much to us, it's a good opportunity to give him some game time, particularly that we're 2-0 up. Miss Kelly's looked quite good in there as well, hasn't he? Or she, I guess, if it's Miss Kelly. But, yeah, that's a good ball for McDade. It's a defensive howler. McDade is in. McDade, oh, jitter. They face each other on the training ground so many times before. And Jitter just knew exactly what McDade was going to do there. Monahan with a corner. Can we get a second goal from a corner? It's headed away. Kyle Fisher is there. Ideally, he would be, I guess, in the box, given his jumping reach. There's a silly tackle. Grimes goes down. Oh, we'll get that sent. You know what I mean. Grimes with a foul, I should say. Did I berate them there? I think I berated them. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Didn't mean to do that. McGreevy. Good ball. It's a great ball. It's bouncing around, and it is a penalty. It looked as though McDade was about to smash it in anyway. He's going to have a chance from the spot. Now, of course, this won't count towards his league tally, but it is a goal. It is 3-0, and that is, that is very, very nice indeed. All right, we could probably do with making a few other subs now. Jacobs is looking tired. Who do we have on the bench to come on? There's no one really, is there? So let's just leave it then. Diora for Jacobs. Diora is not a right winger, though. Let's give them some praise. And, yeah, at 3-0, I mean, it does beg the question. Oh, that's a lungy, two-footed, kicky challenge, isn't it? Get him off, ref. Get him off. He is going off. And, well, Festy, maybe Feisty. He's missing an eye there, isn't he? McGreevy, ball down the line for McDade. Can he pull it back? He can. It's Fisher. Fisher can't miss. It's a 10th of the season, a second of the game. It's 4-0. And I think now, let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I don't know that it's worth coming back for the second leg. We've destroyed them at their own place, and I don't really see them coming back and making this any sort of a competitive second leg, which maybe makes my life a little bit easier in terms of scheduling future episodes here. But we've absolutely destroyed them. It's been a wonderful performance from us. And 4-0 away from home. We are definitely the best team on the island of Ireland, aren't we? Excellent, excellent stuff from the boys. All right, let's say we're happy with that. And remember this feeling, guys, because next up is it's Manchester City. So there we go. Jitter suffers defeat against former team O'Rourke. Disappointed at humbling defeat. Did he manage in Northern Ireland for a bit? No, he didn't. And what else have we got here? We've got Zayanetti on form. 16 passes completed, 5 saves. It's not bad when you win a game 4-0 and your goalkeeper's man of the match. But anyway, that is that, guys. Wait right there. We'll be back to face Manchester City, our final game in the Champions League, our final game in Europe for the year. Let's see if we can finish on a high, or at least not an embarrassment. Okay, welcome back. Let's get ready to have our final game in Europe for the season, but it won't be the final game in Europe for the kids because they have gotten through their group. Excellent stuff from them. A 2-0 win against the Manchester City kids, and like I say, they've got through the group second, 8 points from their 6 games, and that's an excellent achievement for them, and let's see how far they can go. Probably not too much further, but we'll certainly start. Anybody who's eligible, we'll start and push them down for the knockout games and see how far we can take them. But, well, not me, whoever's managing the under... Andrew McCroy is our under-18s manager. There he is. He's actually quite a good manager, isn't he? So yeah, let's see how far that they can go. Now, we've got our Manchester City game coming up here, of course, in the Champions League. The scouts don't give us much chance. Go out there and enjoy it. Of course, we may not be able to enjoy it too much, depending on how it goes. And one thing that there was a request for that I keep forgetting to do is to see how the Premier League is getting on 11 years into the future. So we can see Manchester City there in 6th. A bit of a title race going on above them. But no real surprise teams in there. Maybe Bristol City, though they're one of those teams established in the Championship that could go up sort of at any time. But we can see the winners. Manchester United, Chelsea, Spurs have won it. Manchester City, Liverpool, but no real, other than maybe Tottenham, no real surprise winners there. And if we go and have a look at the Championship, see how the second tier is getting on. Again, no real surprise teams there, are there? Sunderland's back up there. And Bristol Rovers, maybe Birmingham, boo. Northampton is maybe a bit of a surprise, but yeah, no massive shocks other than Birmingham City in the Championship. I would say that's just me being petty, isn't it? All right, let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here against Manchester City. We're expecting a sort of defensive 4-3-3 from them, and this is the team that we're sending out for one last time in Europe this season. It's Zanetti in goal. It's Ellis, McMenemy, Lewis, who have not usually partnered themselves in Europe, and Hill. Now, the reason for that, Simpson, as I said, I don't think he's done well in Europe this season, and unfortunately for Martin, he's got a little bit of a knock. So given that there's nothing riding on the game for us, we won't risk him in this and make that worse. We'll just go with McMenemy and Lewis, the 2 low knees. It'll be Munier, Almin, and Armstrong in midfield. It's Scully and Lake out wide. It's Turpey up top. This could be his last chance. I'm not sure how old he'll be if we make the group stages next year, but it could be his last chance to break the Champions League youngest goal scorer record. So we'll give him a start. As a reminder, McDade's on the bench, but we don't have access to Davidson just now because he is injured, and Diora's not registered in the squad. So it was a bit of a no-brainer. Turpey plays this one. Of course, McDade will play in the league. So let's get out there and see if we can avoid embarrassment. Okay, so we can see the team sheets. Apparently there's no referee, so schoolyard rules. Do we recognise any names? Curtis Jones is there. Troy Parrott, João Felix. Rayner. So there's a few names that we recognise. Edison, of course, as well. But let's see what we can do here. What do we want to say? We're the underdogs. Let's go cause an upset. I think there's not too much more we could probably say, is there? Not my worst team talk I've ever given. And here we go for the final time this season. Hopefully we'll be back in the Champions League next year, but I mean, we should be qualify for it through our domestic league. It's whether we, of course, are then able to go and make the group stage again proper. But of course, next season there is another Champions League spot for the Northern Irish sides, and I think the champions, should we be so lucky as to be champions, they will find themselves, I think, straight into the playoff round. So we're every chance if we can go on and win the league again this year. But let's see what we can do here. We've got an early highlight, maybe not ideally what we want, but we do have possession. So if we don't stuff up, it could be a highlight for us. Munier gets it forward, looking for Turpey. Can't really find him, and are we going to find ourselves behind early here? We haven't lost, of course, at home yet in the Champions League. A 0-0 against Celtic, a 1-1 with Marseille. Could we dare dream of doing something similar against City, or maybe even going a little bit better? I doubt it. City, I would imagine, are the strongest team in the group, even if the group standings don't necessarily reflect that. João Felix has got a long way, but shot wide, so we'll take that, and we'll move on. Let's give them some encouragement. So far, so good. We've even had a shot on goal. Look at that. And, yeah, I think did Marseille just take the lead against Celtic, or was it the other way around? I think it was just a goal in that game. Armstrong is there, gets a foot in, but can't win possession for us. Come on, boys, come on. We do have a really hectic, Munier's done well there, a really hectic run in the league coming up here. Turpey, oh, we just can't get Turpey in behind that defence, can we? He is a really good finisher. If he gets a chance, he's every chance of taking it. But cross in, it is towards Ellis. Hodgkinson has it. A good block again. Munier is an absolute... Oh, no, don't score like that. Don't score like that. They haven't. Munier has just been a little bit of a rubber block in front of anything that Manchester City try and do so far. So long may that continue. Hill with a chance to get forward now. Can he get a pass down the line? He goes back to Lewis. Lewis to McMenemy. And he gets it forward again, looking for Turpey again. We don't find him. And we've really got to stop doing that, don't we? I think that's probably the... is that maybe early cross? Not really a cross, though, is it? But anyway. City come forward again. It has been all City, but so far so good defensively. We've looked as solid as I think we can expect against a team of this quality. So, oh, that's not the best. Overlap, and Ellis is there to head it away late. Now, Late can dribble. He's lost out there, though. Highlight continues, does it? And, oh, no. No, no, no. And it's 1-0 to Manchester City. Ah, that's annoying, isn't it? Late did okay. Just lost out there. 1 pass, 2 passes, and... yeah, Zanetti, not much chance of doing anything with that other than pick it out the back of the net. Let's try demand more. Meunier's looking anxious. He's been the one guy that has looked quite good for us in there, but yeah, just too many balls early looking for Turpie, isn't it? It's and he's not. I mean, he's not having a chance to run onto it because it's not finding him. But you know, we're doing okay, relatively speaking. We're not embarrassing ourselves so far. I've said that too soon, haven't I? Ball in. Can we get that away? We can. It was it Lewis? I think the commentary said. Turpie goes to try and stop the cross coming in. Does a decent job of it. Can Armstrong get a tackle in now? Ellis is with him. It's in a little bit of no man's land, actually, but that's fine. He's doing an okay job of keeping the shape for us. LM in tries to get a tackle in. Can we get another one in? Oh, it's offside, I think, ref. Offside, ref. No, it's not. It's their right back. Makes the run forward, and that's a killer just before half-time, isn't it? Lake's there with him, as he should be, but he's just made a good run, hasn't he? Maybe Ellis needs to be a little bit more on the ball there as well, but it wasn't given offside. It didn't look offside. It didn't even look that close, to be honest. Now, what we don't want to do in first half stoppage time is find ourselves 3-0 down, because I think that would be harsh. We've not really threatened too much with the ball, but I wouldn't say that they've been 3 goals better than us either, certainly on the highlights that we've seen. Can we stop this, please, boys? We don't want to go 3-0 down. We don't deserve that. Come on. Can Ellis get a tackle in? Meunier, no. Oh, good save from Zanetti. And, yeah, I wonder if we take off hit early crosses. There's a good header away there from Lewis. Can Armstrong chase the round thing, mate? Come on. Maybe we need to be just a little bit more patient. Ellis has done well there, and that'll end the half. Yeah, I mean, we can't complain being 2 goals down when you look at the at sort of the match stats and whatnot, but I certainly don't think we've embarrassed ourselves there. All right, make up for it in the second half. I do think we can maybe do a little bit better, but we'll see how we go here. We've got a furious Meunier. He's turned himself around, so that's good to see. What I will do is, as I say, we'll take off hit early crosses. That might be contributing to the fact that we're just looking for Turpie early a little bit too long. Although I wouldn't say centre-backs from the middle of the park are necessarily crossing the ball, but maybe that's their interpretation of it. Is there anything else we can do? We've got a highlight, an attacking highlight as well, as it turns out, but there is obviously a risk we could get hit on the break. McMenemy. Oh, he's done well. We don't necessarily want our centre-back out there, though. He goes back to Meunier. Meunier, what are we doing with that? That was silly, and here comes the goal on the break. Parrott, can Lewis stop him? He does his best. He's done okay there, actually. Scully's having a nightmare, only playing a 6.1. We do have Fisher on the bench, so let's make that change. We'll want him as an inverted winger, of course. We'll give them some more encouragement. Can we get ourselves a goal to sign off from Europe? We've got defending to do first. Ball in. It's towards Turpie. It's off the crossbar. It's headed away. And cleared into touch. We've got another... What are we doing here? That's a free kick for City. Offside, was it? Linesman's got his flag up. Referee's got his whistle in his mouth. And it is going to be disallowed for offside. Let's get rid of that. Let's try raising the tempo. Let's see what else we can do. Let's go and try closing them down. We've got the defensive. We'll leave the defensive midfielder in, but go and try and close them down. Maybe that's a way forward for us. Oh, yeah, he's a mile off. I would say saying that he hasn't covered himself in glory there. But he's got away with it, so that's fine. We'll give it a fire up, maybe. See if we can get something going. We fired up and given away a free kick. Come on, boys, get a tackle in here. Well, that all looked very easy, didn't it? 3-0, 85th minute. And, yeah, I'd say it doesn't feel like a 3-0 game, but it kind of does, doesn't it? We've not threatened them, and they've just picked us off when they needed to. Lewis has maybe got to be a little bit stronger there and just go and clear it. But anyway, let's not waste time looking at offsides that weren't given. And we come down to the end of this Champions League campaign. Can we get Turpey a goal? It would be a record, but as I say, I'm not sure if he's going to be still young enough, assuming we get to the group stage next year. So we'll see. With nothing riding on the game, it was worth keeping McDade fresh for the league anyway. So even though he's not had a great game, neither has... I mean, no one's had a great game, have they, really? Let's be honest. Fisher has done well there. Let's see what he can do. It'll be his last game in Europe. But, oh, there we go. Turpey's done well. Is this his moment? He's in behind. Gary Turpey, can he get the record? Oh, he's gone too far. He's gone too far. Can he at least get the assist now? He pulls it back. It's Armstrong. It's bouncing around. Is it a penalty? We could give Turpey a penalty, maybe. That was our chance, wasn't it? Finally, we found Turpey in behind, but 3-0 it finishes. XG suggests that was bang on in terms of a scoreline. And our Champions League campaign ends as it's... Well, no, it started okay, didn't it? What do we want to say to that? It was just one of those days, boys. So that is how the group finishes up. Celtic have beaten Marseille as well. So City topped the group from Celtic. They look to be the class. And considering we took a point off Celtic, we can maybe look back being a little bit disappointed, but there we go. The Brazil boss. I mean, when the Brazil boss is watching your games, you know, you're in a little bit of trouble. But there we go, guys. That will do it for today. I think what we will do is, I don't really see the sense in coming back for this second leg because it's more or less a foregone conclusion. What I think we might do is we'll come back. Where do we want to come back? Do we want to come back for Linfield and Larne? I'm worried that that's quite a gap, but maybe that's what we need to do. We'll get to the January transfer window, and we'll play through these league games here. Hopefully, we'll still be joint top, and then we'll have, well, almost two, you wouldn't say title deciders in January, but certainly it's busy. Look at these games. But certainly, they'll go a long way towards determining who's going to win the title. So that'll be next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.